From foundation to finish,
we take care of everything.
Mass Home Contractors.
Enjoy this cut.
Got you. And so for people to come to you with a deal, like they don't really have to do much. I guess what's like anything that the person should be prepped with to show up to you with the deal, or is it just really like, hey, find the deal and we'll talk more later?
I would say your two things. One would be if you're coming to us just out of the gate wanting to know like what you could do with us for financing, come with a hypothetical or an example. Maybe it's not one that you've done in the past or one that you looked at, but you might have said, hey, I saw this project or I saw this deal, wholesaler sent it out, or maybe it was on market, who knows, but I looked at it and I figured I could have sold it for this and it would have cost me, like, give me an example of what you're trying to do, and then I can give you an example of what we would have done for you. So you can look at that knowing, okay, hey, I've got this case study of if I do something similar to what I just showed Luke, this is what my loan's going to look like.
Got
So
you.
if you don't have a deal already, come with something similar to what you think you're going to want to do, and then I can help show you what that loan will look like. Or if you do have the deal, then come with the purchase price, the construction budget, what you think you're going to sell it for, and how long it's going to take you. And we can dig into, oh yeah, you're making money, or hey, you're not, and we'll figure out what we can do from there.
Fire. That's actually a good way to work. Like if they came to you, or if anybody came to you with like an example deal, had you write them back an email like, hey, this is how I can make it work, or if it doesn't make it work, right? Because at least now the person has like a roadmap from your email, right? Yeah. It's like, I got a roadmap now. Luke told me like how he can get it done for me, what I need to keep moving.
We'll plug it into a calculator that we built that'll show you, especially works really, really well on a full cycle deal. So if you have one that maybe you looked at it a couple months ago and somebody else bought it, renovated it, and sold it, so you can see that whole thing, I can plug those numbers in for you in your example and say, hey, based off of what you told me about your operation, your credit, everything that you got going on, this is what the loan would have looked like for you. Here's how much money you would have made. And I can calculate the whole thing out. It takes a couple minutes, but it plugs out the numbers. It'll say, hey, you would have needed $80,000 of your own money to successfully run this project. 60 of it would have came at closing, and 20 of it would have come to service the debt or do what, any extra construction.
Working capital.
That additional working capital. So we can give you that information that'll tell you, all right, yeah, so if I do another deal and the numbers are really similar to that, I probably would need 80 grand and I would have made $44,000 at the end of the day or whatever. If, the estimations they're never going to be perfect to the dollar, but they'll be close. So we can look at it and really figure out like what somebody probably made on a deal. And that's a good way to understand too. If you're looking at something like, oh yeah, like I think I'm going to make all this money. And then people find out really quick that like, it's not all the flashy cars and fancy steak dinners you see on Instagram all the time. It's there are plenty of deals that don't pay for those. Like you're going to have some that aren't going to be perfect. So it's a good way to understand where
especially the first one are. Right. Especially the first one, right?
Oddly enough, I've seen so many people do so well on their first deal.
Really?
So many. It's the second one that comes back and punches them in the lip. Because they crushed it on that first one. They were super careful. They were diligent. They paid so close attention, and then they get fast and loose. Oh yeah, well, I'm great at this. They get that like Instagram
confidence
mentality. I'm the man. I'm doing this.
Oh my!
I got everything going for me. I'm the best thing since sliced bread. And then, flap, like, oh, you forgot to pull your permit and you just got delayed for 6 weeks. That stinks. Got a little ahead of yourself. Like that stuff can come back and bite you. Now you're paying for your loan for 6 weeks and you can't do anything because you're shut down.
And you can get a triple fined at the city. Crazy. See, that's what I'm saying. Is like people think real estate is a joke.
Yeah, man. It's not all what you see online. It's a lot of it, but it's not every day.
Thank you for watching this video.
Like and subscribe, and please comment below.
Thank you so much.